dudes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Des. I go by desb. If you're new here, hello, and if you're not new here, welcome back. If you haven't already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that little bell so you never miss a video from me. Today, we're going to be talking about how to properly cut. And I'm not talking about cutting a piece of paper, I'm not talking about cutting a paper snowflake, I'm talking about cutting body fat and shredding down. I get this question a lot, and I felt like it was something I need to address in a YouTube video because it's a long topic to talk about. There's a lot that you could talk about, but I'm going to touch on a few important things right here. So first and foremost, what is a cut, right? What are you trying to do in a cut? The point of a cut is to decrease calories to then decrease weight, which in turn typically decreases body fat. Now the term cut is used definitely relatively because a cut for someone is a different cut for someone else. So for me, it might not take me as many calories to cut down as it might take Joe across the road and Julie down the street. I'm not sure. By the way, those aren't real people, I just made them up. I don't really have neighbors named Joe and Julie, but that would be cool. So step one in a cut is to determine your BMR. What your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. Basically what that is how many calories your body is naturally burning at rest. I'm not talking about your rest day, I'm talking about literally lying down, sleeping, hanging out, resting calorie expenditure. From there, you then use the BMR to also account for how many calories you're expending via workout. I personally would suggest not to count these calories towards your actual intake because you want to expend more than you are taking in a cut. So calculate your BMR, step one. Step two is taking those calories and figuring out where your current maintenance level is. So how many calories are you eating currently to kind of just hang out where you're at? I would do this by utilizing a tracking app or tracking your food for about 3 to 5 days. See where your caloric range is. If it's like this, you should probably figure out something else. But if it's kind of like this, that's okay. So after that, I would suggest getting onto an online tracker. Here, when they calculate the macros for you, typically they account for your BMR, your weight, your height, all that stuff that actually goes into that reading. So to make it a little more simple, go ahead and head to the Katie Hearn macro calculator, the IIFYM calculator, Avatar Nutrition, or any other macro calculators out there. Put in your information. From there, they'll compute out macros. When you get those macros for the cut, make sure that you are kind of throwing out the outliers, okay? So if it's telling you like start with 50 grams of carbs, they're wrong. Don't do that. That's bad, and that's not fun. Make sure that you're kind of taking an overall range of macros there and kind of calculating out almost an average. Once you get the average for your macros, you want to then start your workouts, start your life with a new caloric range. So hit those calories. Again, I am a big promoter and advocate of IIFYM. So if it fits your macros, freaking eat it, guys. It's okay. If you want to have Halo Top one night, it's okay. If you want to have real ice cream one night, it's okay. It doesn't matter. As long as it's fitting your macros, you will see the results that you want. At the end of the day, it is going to be a deficit equals success. Doesn't matter what you're eating. So once you start your typical weekly vibes, from there each week I would suggest kind of sitting down and evaluating where you were. So whether your personal check-in day be a Sunday or a Monday, or a Tuesday or a Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, you want to decide what day is best for you to kind of sit back, take in what you did throughout the week and see how your body responds. If your body is responding well, meaning that you're either losing weight weekly, which at a healthy amount would be less than 2 pounds weight loss per week, that will help you with longevity of keeping it off. If you're seeing a decrease in weight, perfect. If it's too rapid, then go ahead and keep those macros for that upcoming week. maybe add in a cheat meal. Make sure that you're also adjusting your cardio each week as well. Now, if you're not losing weight, that means you probably need to drop calories a little bit more. So what I would suggest is taking away about 100 calories per day, meaning like overall macros, taking away 100 calories, and then going from there each week, reevaluating. As you decrease macros, you're typically increasing cardio. So with increasing cardio, this is where your extra expenditure comes from, so that you can kind of eat more for a little bit longer time and not have to cut out all the food. Instead, increase your caloric expenditure so that your caloric intake is not as steep. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. Once you're seeing success in the cut, you should be doing a cut for, I would say, no longer than 12 to 16 weeks maximum. That can really start to take a toll on your metabolism, and at the end of the day, we want to make sure that our metabolism is humming and that we're not damaging that thing, because we only got one body. You gotta love it, okay? So once you're at that, you know, peak in your cut is what I would call it. That's where you've lost a good amount of weight, you're feeling good, you're killing it. You want to make sure that you're at the most cardio that you're doing, and you're probably at the lowest amount of calories that you're intaking. At that point, you can ride it out for a week or two and see if you lose any more weight. Then I would immediately start to reverse diet out of that. That means that you start to add in calories each week so that essentially your body fat gain will be minimal, but your lean mass gain will be maximal. Well, as maximum as possible. And that way you can start eating more again, feeling great, and not have to worry about adding on the body fat right away. Another question I get a lot when it comes to cuts is cheat meals. Cheat meals, I think, are, give or take, really important. For some people, they just like eating clean and that is okay. For some people, cheat meals are like live or die. The point of the cheat meal is to kind of reset the metabolism, get it firing, add in some extra carbs and extra fats, and probably protein, and kind of just get you not only mentally resound, but get your body humming again. If you want to, weekly, I would definitely add in one cheat meal. I hate calling it a cheat meal because that's when mentally you start to think like, oh my gosh, everything in front of me I have to eat right now. And that's not necessarily a healthy mental state as well. So take it as you need it. Don't binge, don't restrict. That's the whole point. If you don't restrict, you won't binge. And if you don't binge, you typically aren't restricting. So make sure you keep a nice balanced lifestyle throughout this cut, especially if you are doing it for just craps and giggles. I don't know. What else do you say? Funny? If you're doing it for the funnies, I don't know. But you don't want to get too serious to where your mind starts going crazy, and then you're acting crazy, and then you're moody, and then you're mean, and then, you know, blah. So I hope that answered a few of your guys' questions on how to properly execute a cut. A few key takeaway points here is to, one, stay balanced, stay calm, and keep going. The second point would be cheat meals. Take them as you need them. Third point, make sure that we're decreasing calories weekly based on our body's response, and increasing a little bit of cardio per our body's response as well. Make sure, if you have any questions, comment them below. I would love to continue to help you. But at the end of the day, cuts are cuts. They are going to be different for every single person. So you have to really find what works for you, kill it, crush it, and win. Make sure, like I said, you like, subscribe, and comment below if you got any questions. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging around with me today, and I hope that I helped you with a little bit of information on cuts. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in